Hey there, comic book fans. Welcome back to the Brave and the Boys show. I'm your host, Jake. Manning the camera, we have Jordan. So today we wanted to cover a topic that I think is really important, which is where do you start in the world of DC Omnibuses? Omniboo, Omnibuy, whatever they're called. So today I picked my list of the top 10 DC Omnibus for beginners. It's going to cover everything from Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, and heroes that you may have never even heard of. It's going to have everything from your classic superheroes to gritty anti-heroes all the way out into space and the supernatural. So each of these omnibus can be read with no prior knowledge of DC, making them a perfect place to start with your journey. Remember, these list is in no particular order. These are just all stories that I think everyone should read. So let's dive in.
Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time, the Legion of Doom.
So first up on our list, we have Animal Man by Grant Morrison. Animal Man might not be a household name like Batman or Superman, but it's a character that deserves some love. Animal Man is illustrated by various artists including Cass Trugg, Doug Hazelwood, and Paris Cullins. The series follows Buddy Baker, a family man and former stuntman who gains the ability to mimic the abilities of animals after exposure to an extraterrestrial device. Animal Man has always been one of my favorite superheroes, and this book is the reason why. The series, which began in 1988 and lasted for 26 issues, is widely regarded as a groundbreaking work that redefined the superhero genre. He used the series to explore themes of animal rights, environmentalism, and spirituality, while also delving into the nature of reality and the limits of consciousness. A lot of things. I mean, you could tell Grant Morrison has done some drugs. One of the most notable aspects of Morrison's Animal Man run is its use of metafictional elements, such as breaking the fourth wall, or the fifth wall like I said in the one live stream, and addressing the reader directly. Morrison also introduced the concept of the Red, a mystical realm inhabited by the animal spirits that grants Buddy his powers, and connects all living things, similar to Swamp Thing's The Green, but red. Overall, Animal Man is a complex and thought-provoking series. It pushes the boundaries of what a superhero comic should be. It's an amazing classic of the medium and a testament to Morrison's unique storytelling ability. If you want to follow this up, you can read the New 52 Animal Man Omnibus, which delves deeper into the mythology of the Red. It gets a bigger focus on his family. His daughter is an amazing character in it, and it shows the dangers possessed by the Rot, a dark force that seeks to destroy all life. New 52 Animal Man, much more of a horror comic, and it does cross over a lot with New 52 Swamp Thing, so for those reasons I don't have it on the list, but it is definitely worth reading after Grant Morrison. Now, let's move on to number 2, a superhero that's a bit more of a household name. Guys, number 2 on my list is a superhero a little more popular than Animal Man. That is Batman by Jeph Loeb and Tim Sale. The duo is known for their iconic collaborations, and this omnibus collects their Batman stories, including The Long Halloween, Dark Victory, Haunted Nights, and Catwoman Rin and Roan. The Long Halloween follows Batman as he tracks down a serial killer known as Holiday, who murders people on, you guessed it, holidays. The story also features many iconic villains such as the Joker, Riddler, and Two-Face. The events of The Long Halloween have a major impact on Batman's life, including the introduction of Robin and the evolution of Harvey Dent into Two-Face. One thing about this omnibus that makes it so good for new readers is it's super early into Batman's life as a crime fighter. The only book I would suggest to read before this would be Batman Year One, which is only 4 issues, so it's a little easy to sneak in. Batman Year One is collected in a trade paperback, a deluxe, and a absolute. Highly recommend it. But what I love about this book is it's Batman, in his early days. So you get to see him more as a detective. He's not super gadget heavy, but it has some amazing stuff in it. Overall though, guys, Batman by Jeph Loeb and Tim Sale is a highly regarded series that combines thrilling crime stories with deep character development. The series is known for its gorgeous artworks, complex plots, and attention to detail, making it a must-read for fans of the Caped Crusader. You have to check this out. I will say though that there are absolutes that are long out of print that are my whales. So if any of you out there have a Dark Victory absolute that you want to help out this poor comic book YouTube show host, please, I would love it. Let's move on to number 3 on my list. Guys, number 3 on our list, we're going to move on to a more bizarre series, Doom Patrol by Grant Morrison, with art by Richard Case and some other various artists which will be listed down below. The book takes the misfit superhero team to new heights as they tackle strange threats and explore the limits of their own power. Doom Patrol is awesome. If you saw the TV show and loved it, the book is a great way to go. And this one, you could just tell Grant Morrison was doing all the best drugs. It ran for 87 issues starting in 1987. His run on Doom Patrol, it's widely regarded as a masterpiece of the superhero genre. It features surreal, mind-bending storytelling, unconventional characters that you will just fall in love with, and it's a deep exploration of themes such as identity, trauma, and mental illness. The series focuses on a team of heroes with unusual abilities, including the wheelchair-bound leader, the wheelchair-bound leader, Dr. Niles Calder, who's a genius inventor, and the freaks of the group, such as Robot Man. He has a human brain and a robot body. Robot Man. There's also Crazy Jane, who has multiple personality disorder, each with their own unique superpower and unique trauma. Morrison's storytelling in Doom Patrol is characterized by a willingness to take risks and push boundaries. It is mind-bending, it is meta, it acknowledges the existence of the reader, and I mean, the characters just go on and on. There's the Brotherhood of Dada, there's Mr. Nobody, and there's Flex Metallo. I mean, there's a character who's literally a personified street named Danny the Street. Overall, Doom Patrol by Grant Morrison is a groundbreaking series that redefined the superhero genre. It blends surreal storytelling with deep, complex character development and a willingness to tackle complex themes. It's another kind of niche of the DC genre. You don't need to know any past history. There's not like years and years and years of Doom Patrol that you need to read. But if you're watching this video, we got another giveaway. Go ahead and comment down below, hashtag Jordan's your favorite Jordan's your favorite host. No, caption Jake's your favorite host. No, for real, caption DC Doom Patrol giveaway or hashtag Doom Patrol or whatever you want, guys, and you can win a copy of Doom Patrol. Guys, next up on our list, we have a Batman Omnibus by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. While the first Batman Omnibus by Jeph, Loeb, and Tim Sale was Batman just at the beginning of his career, this is a Batman with the whole Bat family. It has fresh takes on classic villains. Snyder's storytelling and Capullo's art makes this a must-read for any Batman fan. It has classic, epic storylines, intricate plots, and character-driven narratives. It explores not only Batman, but his relationship with his allies, his villains, and the impact of his actions on Gotham City. It begins with one of the most groundbreaking Batman stories of all time, Batman the Court of Owls. I do have the absolute of it. The Court of Owls introduces a secret society that has controlled Gotham for centuries. Batman has to uncover the truth behind the owls and confront their deadly talons, while he's also dealing with personal demons and the strains on his relationship with his allies. There's one specific issue in the Court of Owls that does something so unique and so groundbreaking that it really just elevates the level of comic books. It's something that could only be done in a comic book. You have to read it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The next up is Death in the Family storyline, which sees the return of the Joker and his twisted attempts to destroy the Bat family. Other notable arcs include Zero Year, which retells Batman's origins in a new way, and Endgame, which brings back the Joker for one final showdown with the Dark Knight. I will say some of the later issues in Volume 2 I'm not as big of a fan of. I won't get too far into spoilers, but who Batman is changes. I will say though that by the end of it, I fell back in love with it. Follow-up storylines that you could read after this, there's the Batman Eternal Omnibus, and later this year, Batman and Robin Eternal, and also the Dark Knight's Metal Omnibus, which is also done by Snyder and Capullo, which we will cover in our Crisis Omnibus video. But yeah, guys, let's move on to the next one on our list. Guys, next up on the list, we have Green Lantern. It's gonna take you all the way into outer space. If you're looking to dive into the cosmic DC stories, look no further than Green Lantern by Geoff Johns. This run is 3 volumes, but you can add the Blackest Night Omni, even though it does double dip a little bit, and the Brightest Day Omni. You don't need them, as the 3 volumes cover all the main parts of the storyline and you can read them without interruption. This run revitalized the Green Lantern mythos and introduces new characters like the Red, Blue, and Yellow Lanterns. It's epic, emotional, and perfect for new readers. Johns' run on Green Lantern is known for its epic storytelling, intricate world building, and a deep exploration of the emotional spectrum. The series focuses on Hal Jordan, a test pilot who becomes a member of the Green Lantern Corps, an intergalactic police force that draws its power from the emotional spectrum. The collection begins with Rebirth, which reintroduced Hal Jordan after years of absence from a DC universe. I mean, he was this villain known as Parallax. You don't need to know any of that. I mean, there's a lot of history. You can just jump right in, and I promise you, this is an amazing introduction. It really builds on the emotional spectrum, with each color representing a different emotion. It introduces the concept of the Blackest Night, a catastrophic event in which the dead rise as powerful zombies. But throughout the whole series, Johns just continues to expand on the mythology of the Green Lantern Corps. You could tell he had this all planned out because there's so many seeds he sets where he's foreshadowing what's going to happen later in the story, and the story just builds and builds and builds. Every time there's some epic war and crazy stakes get rise and you think, oh my gosh, can he top it? He tops it again. So first you have the Sinestro Corps War, which pits the Green Lanterns against the Sinestro Corps. I mean, I'm not going to get too into spoilers, but he brings back amazing villains like the Anti-Monitor and Superboy Prime and gives them Yellow Lantern rings. Overall, guys, I have to tell you, if you're looking to jump into the DC side of space, the Cosmic Saga, this is an amazing one to go with. It's deep, it's compelling, and the way it builds on the emotional spectrum and the impact on emotions in the universe is just gold. It features stunning artwork and an epic storytelling that cements Johns' status as one of the greatest comic book writers of his generation. Guys, next up we're going to go with an Elseworld story. This omnibus is perfect because you do not need to know any prior knowledge going in, since it takes place on an alternate reality. This is Injustice by Tom Taylor, with art by a talented group of artists. It explores a world where Superman becomes a tyrant after a tragedy, leading to a clash between heroes. With a gripping story, intense action, it's a must-read for any DC fan. There is a second omnibus that completes the first portion of Injustice that you will definitely want to pick up for the full run. The series is set in a world where the Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane and their unborn child, sending the Man of Steel on a dark path of vengeance. The series follows the heroes and villains of the DC universe as they are forced to take sides in the conflict between Superman's regime and Batman's resistance. Taylor's storytelling in Injustice is characterized by an intensity and emotional depth. The series explores the consequences of Superman's actions and the impact they have on the world, as well as the personal struggles of the characters as they confront their own moral dilemmas and loyalties. Injustice Omnibus by Tom Taylor is a must-read for fans of the DC Universe, offering a gripping and emotionally charged exploration of the alternate reality where the heroes we know and love are forced to confront the darkest aspects of themselves and their world storyline. I will say my favorite moment in the entire series, I'll give you a little tease of it, they have the most badass Alfred moment I have ever seen. Alfred beats ass in this storyline. Okay guys, I could sing praises of Injustice. I have to be honest, I don't have the second omnibus yet, but someday I'll make money on this YouTube channel and I can afford to buy it. Guys, next up on the list, I promise, is the last Grant Morrison book. When I was making this list, it was crazy Grant Morrison popped up on so many times because technically he's not that good of a writer for new readers. But guys, next up we have the JLA Omnibus by Grant Morrison. It follows the adventures of the Justice League of America, DC Comics' premier superhero team. Morrison's run on JLA is known for its epic scope, high concept storytelling, and imaginative exploration of the characters and their relationship. To me, it's like the closest to reading Justice League Unlimited or the Justice League animated series. It's amazing. You're gonna get Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the Flash, and Green Lantern as they battle a variety of threats to the world. Now, to be clear, a lot of wacky things were going on with DC's characters at the time. Why is Superman blue and has lightning powers? Don't worry about it. Morrison dealt with the hand he was dealt, and he did his best to make an awesome story regardless of everything else that was going on at the time. So you don't need to know everything. You can just jump in and read some badass JLA stories. There's grandeur, scale, there's a willingness to take risks and push boundaries, has stunning artwork by a range of talented artists. Overall, it's a must-read for fans of the DC Universe, offering a deep and compelling exploration of the Justice League and their place in the wider world of superheroes. That cements Morrison as one of the best writers of all time. After reading this, I'd recommend picking up the deluxe edition of Tower of Babel. Now, that wasn't written by Grant Morrison, that was written by Mark Waid, but it is an amazing JLA storyline where the Justice League all get mysteriously taken down, and then you have to figure out how are they all taken down, who knew all their weaknesses, and you'll be shocked when you find out how. Guys, next up we have Justice League New 52. Now this might even be a better Justice League story for new readers. So for those of you that don't know, the DC Universe had a complete reboot, which meant none of the previous stories mattered or existed for a period of time. In that they had new origin stories, the heroes were younger, and this omnibus is the formation of the Justice League. So it's a fantastic entry point for new readers. It's a collection of comic book stories written by Jeph Johns with art by Jim Lee and various others, which led the New 52 relaunch in 2011. There is a second volume, which I think has the stronger stories, but it's hard to compete against Darkseid War. It was the inspiration for many of their animated movies, such as Justice League Origin and Throne of Atlantis, which are two of the most popular arcs in this one. Origin retells the story of the Justice League's formation and the first meeting between the heroes, and I'm gonna be honest, they did not like each other at first. I think the relationships between Green Lantern and Batman and Superman were the standout relationships. This omnibus by Johns is a must-read for DC Comics, offering thrilling and engaging exploration of the Justice League and their place in the larger DC universe. It features innovative storytelling, complex characters, and stunning artwork that cements Johns as one of the best writers of all time. Okay guys, for number 9, I'm gonna throw another curveball at you, another lesser-known vigilante known as The Question. This is written by Dennis O'Neil with art by Dennis Cohen and Rick Magyar. It's an excellent choice for new readers. You don't need to know anything going in, just jump in and follow the amazing story of Vic Sage, a journalist who becomes the faceless vigilante known as The Question. The omnibus is going to feature noir storytelling and intriguing mysteries. It's an engaging read and it's awesome. I've loved The Question ever since Justice League Unlimited. He was my favorite character, and this book is even better. For those of you who have seen or read Watchmen, he might seem a little similar to Rorschach, and that's actually because Rorschach was based off of him. Besides being vigilantes that wear a mask, that's kind of where the similarities stop because they are vastly different characters. This run is known for its philosophical depth, social commentary, and its exploration of the character's inner life. Right now there's only 1 volume, but we are so excited that they announced volume 2. It's coming later this year. Throughout the series, O'Neill's going to tackle a range of social and political issues, including poverty, racism, and political corruption. O'Neill's storytelling in The Question is characterized by its emphasis on character development and an exploration of existential themes. You have a vigilante fighting for justice and social change in a corrupt and troubled city. So guys, let's move on to number 10 on my list. Guys, number 10 on my list, I had to give my boy Superman some love. So last but definitely not least, we have Superman Rebirth by Peter Tomasi with art by Patrick Gleason and Doug Mahnke. Guys, there's a trilogy of omnis done by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Any one of them could have been on the list. You have Batman and Robin and you have Super Sons, but I think this one is the best spot for new readers. So this series explores Superman's role as a father to his son, Jonathan Kent, as they navigate the complexities of their power and responsibility. It's a heartwarming and action-packed tale that will resonate with readers of all ages. With this omnibus, Tomasi rebooted the Superman series and reintroduced the classic version of the character to the DC Comics universe. This run is known for its emotional depth, family-focused storytelling, and an exploration of what it means to be a hero. The collection begins with Son of Superman, which sees Superman adjusting to his new role as a father and mentor to his son, who starts to begin to develop his superhuman abilities. But I mean, it doesn't come easy, and it's just awesome to see Superman kind of living out the embodiment of what his father meant to him. So you just see a huge legacy of the Kent family in here. You're going to see reintroductions and revitalizations of classic villains such as Doomsday and Mr. Mistopidlet. Can we just edit in me saying it correctly? Tomasi's storyline in Superman is characterized by a focus on family, and it introduced my favorite dynamic of characters, which is the friendship and relationship between Damian Wayne, which is Batman's son, and Jonathan Kent, which is Superman's son. Like I said, that's further expanded in the Super Sons omnibus that everyone should pick up. I know it's out of print right now, but a reprint is coming this year. So overall, if you love Superman, you want to see him balancing his role as a father, you have to pick up this omnibus. So guys, that's the list. Let's jump into my conclusions. And there you have it, folks, 10 DC Omnibus that are perfect for beginners. I hope this list helps you find the perfect starting point for your DC Comics journey. If you have any questions or need more recommendations, if 10 wasn't enough, drop a comment down below. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more comic book content. That would mean the world to us. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And remember guys, keep reading and stay brave. See you guys next time on The Brave and the Boys.
Alright, bud, I'm ready to do our top 10 Marvel omnibuses for new readers.
Yeah.
DC? I'm just here to record.